Everybody, welcome to your body tonic for this month. We are focusing on our upper body in this month's routine, having a little look at shoulder and arm strength. Of course, always working that core. We're always working the core and a little bit of upper back work as well. Just to set yourself up before we begin, a couple of weights will be required. If you don't have weights, of course, substitute with anything you like, really. Toddlers, if you've got them at home. No, maybe not toddlers. Use cans, bottles of water, bottle of champagne, if you're that way inclined, whatever you've got. In all seriousness, if you are new to Pilates, I get asked a lot, when is it right to load the spine? Because with weights, we're loading the spine. If you are a beginner, then I would say skip the weights. You can do the whole routine without it. And also, if you are confident that you can center correctly and you know exactly what's going on within that core stability system, so if you can link your breath with your pelvic floor and your deep transverse activation, that deep core muscle, that corset muscle that wraps, if you're confident that you can do that, then you're fine to load your spine with some extra weights or whatever it is we're working with today, obviously weights. If you are not confident, you need to leave the weights out and focus on that core stability, okay? That's going to be of much more benefit to you than just throwing the weights in for the sake of it. Your time will come. Okay, great. We're going to start in 4-point kneeling. So come and set yourself up in 4-point kneeling. I am making modifications today. My wrist is still a bit dodgy, so you'll see me make modifications. I'll be on my fist. And of course, I'm making a little modification with my hips, and we'll get to that very soon. So coming into 4-point kneeling here, we're just going to start by setting ourselves up, bringing our knees underneath our hips, and then we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, and you are going to lengthen that spine. I want you to think about connecting the ribs to the pelvis. Your sit bones are open and wide here, so you are in this kind of neutral position of your pelvis. Lengthen up through the upper back, so we're not crouched down through the shoulder blades. We are lifted in that chest, heart forward, long neck. Good. From there, just a couple of rounds of breathing. So let the belly flop to the mat. And then take a breath in. On your out breath, we're going to start that process of centering, soften the legs to the hips. Just think of pelvic floor and then drawing that belly away from the mat. So drawing the abdominals back towards your spine. You get a nice sense of that connection happening in 4-point kneeling actually. And then breath out, let everything sink towards the mat, belly flops down. Breath in. And then breathing out. Drawing those abdominals away from the mat. Feel that you're connecting. You're starting to warm up the body through the breath and the idea of that centering. Exhale, release the belly towards the mat. And then as you breathe in, breathing out, drawing the abs up and away, soft everywhere else. Good. Beautiful work. And from there, just doing a little press and release. So just going to sink into the shoulder blades. So shoulder blades draw together on the back. Note the arms stay long, okay? No bending. Press the mat away. So we're just retracting, protracting, stay nice and neutral. And lifting. Try and stay connected in that tummy. Sinking down, shoulder blades draw together. Press the mat away to lift the heart, lift the breastbone away from the floor, and you'll feel the shoulder blades move away from one another. Sinking down. Good. Keep nice and long through that neck, getting that mobility. Sit bones still nice and wide. We're neutral here. Pressing away. Just do one more. Good. And then we're going to take that into a little bit of rotation here. So just breathing out here. You're just going to open up towards the sky. Nice and slow. And then close it back down. And then same thing. Opening up. And we're not going to thread the needle. We're just doing this little rotation through the upper mid back here. We're not threading the needle through. We're just rotating on point where we are. And then we're going to go, I'm just going to, excuse me 1 second because I've got a cold and my nose is running. Unfortunately, the pull of gravity there having an influence. And then we're going to go on the other side. I'm going to stay on the same side because I cannot weight bear on just one arm on my right side. So you're going to switch to your other arm now. You're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, center. You're just opening up to the side. Float that arm. Reach the fingers away. Look to the hand. And then bring the arm all the way back down. Closing off the ribs. Same again. Spin one rib up, one rib down. Opening wide. Centering as you go. And bringing that hand down. Good. Closing off. Last one there. Breathing out. Try not to change the position of your spine. Sit bones nice and wide, so rotate from your ribs. Good, and bringing down there. Press your bum back, take the weight off your wrists. Come into either rest position, or you can come off the wrists and just give them a little shake. Wiggle the fingers, and then we're going to come back in to do a little version of tabletop. So I'm going to marry up a few of our favorites here. So again, nice long spine, bringing that control, that awareness to your center. As you exhale, slide one leg back, slide your opposite arm forward, and then from there, just squaring off that pelvis. Make sure that thigh bone is nice and parallel to the mat. You're just going to lengthen the arm, reach through the fingers, lift the breastbone, lift through the upper mid back, nice long line. And then bring that hand down. Bring everything back underneath. As you exhale, same thing. Arm and leg. This time lift and lengthen the arm and the leg. Using that center, keep lifted. Bring everything back down and in. And then you're just going to take a little round through the spine here. So drop that tailbone. Let the sit bones now draw together. Move through that center. Try and get that space, last rib to the back of the pelvis. Let the neck relax. Using the arms to lift, get this lift through the upper back, through the serratus, through that set of muscles where the ribs are. And then lengthen out. We're going to go other side, breathing out. We're going to stretch arm and leg, squaring off to the mat. Just arm only, lengthen and lift. Keep that lift in the upper back. Reach through the heel of the back leg. Bring everything back in. And then we're going to repeat. This time we're taking the leg with us. So lengthen and lift. Keep connected here. Reach out the back leg. Reach out the hip. Long and lifted in the upper mid back. Lengthen as you go. Good. And then same again. Just take that little cat. So rounding through that spine. Sink the sit bones. One more each side. Send head and tail away. Come back to that nice neutral. Let that tailbone be nice and open. Breathing out. Take one arm forward. Opposite arm behind you, just raising the arm. So in line with the ear, if you can, as much shoulder flexion as you've got for your particular range. It'll be different for everybody, but remember, we're doing this with the arm and the leg without changing the position of the spine. So lifting out of the joints and in. So good, round through. Really thinking of that lift of the abdominals up and in. So this is core work. Core is what's taking you into that flexion of the spine. Leg back, arm. Just lift and lower that arm to start off with. See if you can keep square through that pelvis. Lengthen, no collapsing in the upper back. Arm down. And then this time, arm and leg. Reaching, lift and reach. Good. Stretching out through the toes, stretching out through the fingers. That lovely cross body line. Holding here. Everything down, back under, and then wide sit bones, and then sit bones draw together, taking them down towards the mat. Good. Don't overly press into the hands here. You're trying to pick up that muscle group around the scapula, around the ribs. So think of pressing, engaging through the outside edge of that hand. Abs are up and in to help flex that spine. Pelvic floor is lifted. And then lengthen away. Good, we're going to take a rest off the wrist. So coming back here, whoo, I'm going to just give a little blow of my nose. Again, 4-point kneeling, not great if you've got a runny nose. And I do apologise having to do this on screen, but there isn't another way around it, I don't think. So you're going to be giving your wrist a little shake out here. And we're just going to finish by doing a little tail swish. So back into 4-point kneeling, just a little release through the upper back, lengthen here. And then just take that tail from side to side, thinking of engaging those obliques on each side of your spine, each side of your core, to just give that tail a little swish. So it's a little bit like a hip hike, and you're focused on engaging through that upper back to keep lifted in that chest. Arms strong here. Last one. Beautiful. Good. Pressing back there. We're going to come onto our side, a little bit of side lying now. So make sure you're comfortable for this. You'll need your weights now. So bring your weights to the mat. I'm going to be using a block. You don't need to use a block. And then if you are in side lying, of course, we're going to make sure that we're nice and comfortable. So if you are somebody that uses pillows for that or cushions, then grab them now and make yourself comfortable. So into side lying. Stack yourself up as if you were going into oyster. I'm just using a block to keep my hips out of rotation here. And then just lengthen those two sides of your waist, as you always kind of would, yeah, in this position. Just find a nice comfortable spot. The back of your body should be lined up with the back of your mat. Think about tucking those ribs into the waistband of your leggings so as you're nice and connected to that center, and then send that top hip away. So you've got a little bit of a lift there. You're going to work the kind of sides of your waist here in this position. Grabbing one weight, you're just going to bring your elbow into your waist. Watch that you don't start to collapse your waist. So we're not really resting the elbow on the waist. You're kind of active here. It's a bit like a windows position when we do windows. Just keep making sure that underneath waist is lifted and you are centered here, okay? Good. And then from here, nice and easy with that control, you're going to take the arm towards the mat. That's it. Just bringing your arm parallel to the floor and then opening back up. You're moving from the shoulder blade here, okay? So the arm is turning in the socket, shoulder blade is supporting, and then you're opening back up. Good. Again, see if you can get as much range of movement as you can through the back of the arm. So you're really thinking of trying to get the arm open, and then you're bringing it parallel here, keeping that lift in the underneath waist. And then down. And then open. Good. And then on the next one, remember you're centering the whole time, opening here, and now we're going to take the arm up, straight line, and then you're going to draw the elbow back down, and then lift. Good. And then draw the elbow down. So keep a nice long line from the elbow to the wrist, and then down. Good. Reaching up, draw the elbow down, reaching up, and down. And then reach, really reach away and draw it down. So let that arm bone slide up and then it slide back down. And then on this one, we're going to hold the arm up here. We're going to take a little spiral. So it's nice with the weight. You get a sense of that arm really connected in to the shoulder socket with the extra weight of the weight if you're using weights. And like I say, if you're not using weights, it's fine. You can do the whole thing without weights. Just turn your arm. So you're going to turn your palm one in, so little pinky in, and then little pinky out. So it's this lovely spiral of the arm in the socket. And make sure that you've not retracted your shoulder blade. Your shoulder blade is protracted, so it's reaching towards the sky. So as you turn the arm, keep reaching your arm up towards the ceiling, and let that arm just turn and release in the shoulder socket. Beautiful job. So nice. Good. And then fold the elbow down and then bring it here. And we're going to combine those three moves for a little set here. So this is a nice little bit of choreography now. So we're going to open, rotate open. We're going to press up. We're going to take a little spiral of our arm. Palm forward, draw it down, and then repeat. So we're going to open, reach, spiral round, bend the elbow, and then down. Good. Two more. Rotate round. As free as you can make that arm. And last one here. And open, reach, little spiral, and forward, and down. And finishing there. Beautiful work. You can pop the weight off. You're going to come in from there into a little side plank. So popping the cushions off. I'm going to take mine, I'm going to keep my block where it is. I'm going to take mine with my forearm to the mat, but feel free to take any version you want. Full version with the legs long, or you can have one leg down and the legs feet crossed. It's up to you. I'm going here, little half version. Make sure you're lined up with the back of the mat, and then when you're ready, pressing down through the upper body, lifting nice long line. Good, pressing away, so make sure that underneath waist is lifted up, pressing down through that arm, centering here. Hips nice and level. Good, core engaged. And if you want to extend the arm, if you even want to add a weight in there, then by all means, absolutely go for it. Just make sure you're centering. Good, 3, 2, 1, beautiful. Just gently bring yourself down from whatever version you're in. We're going to go straight into a little side stretch. So coming up here, fold one leg in, opposite leg out on the diagonal, arm up, and you're just going to take a nice little side bend into that leg. If that's too much for you, if you feel that that's not accessible, give that leg a bend, and then you should be able to move into that much more freely. Good. Breathing into this. You can use the arm to just give yourself a little rotation out to the side. If that feels nice, good. And then restack your spine, bringing that arm down. We're going to repeat that little sequence on the other side. So come to set yourself up on the other side. Again, pillows here, make yourself comfortable. Stacking everything. All the joints are stacked. Oh, don't forget your weight. So hips, knees, feet, shoulders. Line yourself up. Remember, block is, this is just for me. You don't have to have a block between your legs. There we go. So nice long line. Make sure you're centered. Ribs tucked into the waistband of your trousers here. Lift the underneath waist. Oh, and the mic is falling down. Hopefully that's okay. Beautiful. And then we're going to grab your weight, bringing the elbow to the side of the waist. Don't collapse in the side of the waist. And then when you're ready, we're just opening and closing, moving from the back. So feel this spiral happening from the back of the shoulder here. It's not really, don't think of it as coming from like the forearm or the elbow, from the back side that you can't really see. Just see if you can sense that and feel that rotation happening. So closing and opening. Try not to hang out on the waist with the arm. Try and keep that arm free and light. And then engage through your core as well, okay? So center always working for us. Try and keep a nice long line, so watch for the wrist moving. Try and keep that wrist stationary, moving from the back of that arm. Good, last one. Hold in here, and then you're gonna reach and draw down. And reach and draw down. And reach and down. So really reach for the sky, reach through those fingers, feel that arm lengthen away. Good, and on this one, holding up here, take the little spiral. So again, think of that arm bone turning in the socket. Don't force this. Just you rotate that arm to where you can get that nice spiral. It'll be different for everybody. In one side, it might be easier than the other, but you're looking for that nice freedom of movement. Remember, option to drop the weight, lose that at any point. Obviously, don't drop it on yourself. Put it to the side. But think of that spiral, and you're reaching away as the arm moves. So there's no dropping in the shoulder. It's nice and lengthened, creating that lovely freedom of movement that you need at the shoulder joint. Good. Give those shoulders a reset. Last one now. And then just folding down and bringing the palm towards the floor. We're going to join those together. So we open, we reach, we rotate each way. We draw the elbow in and then down. Good. And reach. Little spiral. Try and keep that control. Lost my control there. So yeah, watch, it's more challenging than it would seem. Watch for the arm kind of wanting to do its own thing here. Keep that nice long line straight out of the shoulder joint. And down. And open. Reach. Turning here. Like you're turning a key. Feels a little bit like that. Elbow down. Last one. And reach. Little spiral. Oof. Good. And bring it down. And closing off there. Beautiful. Into your side plank on this side. Popping the cushions off. Set yourself up for whatever position you want to take your side plank in. Make sure that you are connected to that center before you press away from the mat. When you're ready, ribs down, lift them first. Get that nice long waist on each side. Pressing out of the shoulder, no sinking. When you're ready, bringing both hips parallel here. And using that core, pressing up from underneath waist, and you'll get a kind of press down from the underneath waist. So both sides of your body are engaged. Last little bit, if you want to add the arm, then go for it. And if you want to pop the weight in your hand for that as well, then you can go for that too. Glutes on, keep you in a nice neutral position. Breathing here, drawing those abs back towards the spine. Corset muscle working. 3, 2, 1, and then gently bring yourself down. We're going to take your side stretch on this side. So again, just bringing the leg long, folding in of the opposite leg. You can either have the leg straight if that's available to you, and if it's not, then you keep that little bend. It's a little bit more comfortable for me to have it bent, and then you can reach. So just run your arm down the inside seam of your leggings or whatever you're wearing, arm up, and then just a nice little side bend. Remember, you don't have to stretch like mad until you feel it. You just want to bring on a little sensation that you feel like something nice is happening there. You're getting a nice stretch from the back, the low back, the QL muscle here, just giving it a little bit of TLC. Beautiful, breathing into the ribs. You can spiral around to open up if that feels nice as well. If that is available to you, go for that too. And then just lengthen yourself up, bringing that hand all the way back down. Beautiful. Keep your arm weights handy. We are going to come into relaxation position now. So if you use cushions, I'm going to use a little pillow for my head today. Then you make your modifications that suit you. Bringing yourself down into relaxation position, grab your weights. Let's have some fun with the weights for this little set. We're just going to do a nice little set of curl up. First of all, weight on each side. Bring yourself nice and neutral. Weight on each side. So bring that pelvis, those two hip bones into that nice neutral position. Bring the ribs down. So again, just set yourself up, release down. Take a couple of little breaths. There's no rush to get there. Might take you a minute or two just to settle in. And then bring the arms as if you were going to go into 100. And then we're going to do a little set of curl-ups here. So again, breathing in to prepare. As you exhale, lifting pelvic floor, drawing down through those abdominals. So that deep corset muscle first. Then you're going to nod chin to chest, curling up. Lift the weights just to the edges of the knees. So you're curled up in neutral. Good. And then you're going to reach yourself. Keep reaching the arms away, as you reach yourself, as you come back down. Good. That's the move. Breathing out, centering here. Chin to chest, curl up, reach the arms. So if you're going to come into 100, but really reach those knuckles forward here. It's a little bit of a reformer move. Centering there. And then down. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Chin to chest. Reach, reach, reach. So good. Try and stay in that neutral position. And then down. Option to do this, of course, without the weights. Or maybe try a little combination of both and see what's working well for you. Or do a couple with the weights. If the weights are new to you, then do a couple with the weights and then see how you get on. It's your practice. Don't just copy what I'm doing. Please never do that. Please work to your level. Find what feels good and right in your own body. Just reach through those fingers. See if you can bring your curl up a little bit higher and then release down. Good. One more breath out. Chin to chest. You don't need many to feel that core. Reach beyond the fingers. Reach beyond the knees. Good. Try and stay in that neutral position. And then releasing down from there. Beautiful work. We don't need the weights for the next bit. We're going to do oblique curl-ups. So bring those weights off to the side. We're going to lengthen. Let's see. You're going to lengthen one leg away. I'll do it this side so you can see. Lengthen one leg. I'm going to do obliques. Keep one leg with the bend in the knee. And then you're going to bring the arm up in line with the shoulder here. Okay? And then breathing out. You're going to come up to cross the body. So reaching here and then release back down. Good. So cross body here, joint opposite rib to opposite hip. Exhale. You're going to keep that nice neutral position in the pelvis, reaching here beyond the knee and then release back down. So crossing over that body and then release. 3 more. Knee stays in line with the hip. Other leg is just open and released. And then down, last one. So good. Again, if you want to use a weight for this, then by all means go for it. It's a little bit more challenging. You've got to make sure you can keep that pelvis level if you are using a weight. So check in with that. Arm in line with the shoulder. Exhale, curling up. If this feels too much for you, bring the hands behind the head and you can take your normal obliques And then release down. It's a little bit more challenging without the extra use of the hands behind the head. You can't cheat the move by pulling your head and your neck. You've got to use that core. Good. Just 2 more here. So spin the ribs. Opposite rib, opposite hip. Good job. And then we're releasing it down there. So beautiful. Good. We're going to come into prone from there. So you're going to, again, need your, just checking, need your weights for this. You're going to lie prone. Feel free, again, to just rest your head down on a little pillow. You can turn out a little bit here in the hips if that feels comfortable, or just be in parallel. Weight on each side. I'm going to start just by working single side. So head down, the body stays nice and relaxed here. Just going to work the arm. Bring the arm out in line, just underneath the shoulder a little bit. It doesn't have to be dead in line, just can be underneath the line of the shoulder. And then keeping that body nice and still, nice and relaxed. You're going to center. So again, make sure you understand how to center here. So the pubic bone will sink down a little bit. You'll draw your abs away from that mat, so you'll feel that kind of space that is created by pulling the abs back. And then once you've got that, you're just going to lift the arm in line with the shoulder, no more than that. We're not taking the arm away up behind the body. We're only moving to shoulder height or thereabouts, breathing out. Center here. This move, this spine, is being supported from that core. And then we're working single side, so obliques firing, core on, to keep the body from rocking side to side or the hips unleveling here. Exhale. Harder than it looks. Try not to grip anywhere else in the body. Legs, glutes, quiet. Keep that core control. Reach in here. Good. Holding at the top and then releasing down. Beautiful work. Going to take that to the other side. So just taking the other weight on your other side. Same thing here. So in line with the shoulder or just underneath the shoulder. Center first. Don't grip in the bum. Use your core. Exhale. Lengthen the arm and just raise it. You're just floating it as light as a feather. Watch for any little micro shifts. So see if you can work against the pull of that weight. So try and engage the opposite side of your body. So if you're on your left side, you're going to work, the right side's going to work a little bit harder to counter the move and keep you parallel to the mat. Good. Breathe out. Center. Lengthen and lift. Release down. And then same again. Center here. Lengthen and lift. Woo. And release down. Beautiful work. Good job. From here, we're going to come in to do our little tricep press. So back to the other side. Same thing. You're going to lift the arm, but this time you're going to slide it down to your hip. Turn the palm to face up, so rotate, and then little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause there. Turn the palm back down. Bring the arm back in line with the shoulder. And then release the weight. So again, pay attention to the opposite side of your body here, okay? So it's going to work really hard. It's the counter side of your body. It's going to be the stabilizing you. So other side, same thing. So we'll lengthen, lift that arm once you've centered. Float it down to the side of the hip, the waist. Turn your palm up. Little pulses here of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then releasing there. Bring the palm down. Bring the arm back to the shoulder line. And then release just there. Beautiful work. Good. Coming into little baby cobras. So again, just find that space in the front of your hip. Externally rotate the shoulders. Arms to the side. Start with little baby ones. So again, chance to focus on that core connection here. Breathing out. Center. Lift the abs. Drop the pubic bone, and then just lightly start that move from the head. So head, neck, then you're going to come into the upper part of your spine. Imagine you're kind of peeling the front of the body away from the ribs. Ribs down. See if you can extend Bringing the back of the head up, legs and glutes are soft. Okay, use the core. And then lengthen all the way back down. Breath out, same again. Take your time. Feel all the sensations. Know that it's working for you in your body. Sequence of movement is the head first, then the neck, then the spine. Glutes and everything as soft as you can. Draw the abs back. Good. And when you go slow, it's a lot harder, right? And if it's in your range and you want to come and try full cobra here on this version, or feel free to do a few more baby cobras before you come into the full version, then by all means at this point you can start to then extend, extend, extend. Press down into the hands, reaching up. Good, see if you can soften through the back of the body a little bit. Reach your heart forward, tuck the ribs, and then lengthen down. Beautiful work there to finish. So nice, so good. Such a nice one. Pressing back into rest position, taking a little counter stretch there. So arms out, head down. Beautiful job. Good. So nice. Walk your hands back in and you are done with your routine for the day. Great job rolling out your mat. I hope you enjoyed this one. Any comments, let me know what you think, and I'll see you back on your mat soon.